Everyone, this is Dr. Sheenam Bansal. Today we will talk about multidirectional instability. Before we discuss multidirectional instability, we will talk about the static and dynamic stabilizers. Static stabilizers are the glenohumeral ligaments and glenoid labrum and negative intra-articular pressure. Glenohumeral ligaments may be superior, middle, or inferior. Dynamic stabilizers. In the dynamic stabilizers, we have all rotator cuff muscles, biceps, periscapular muscles. That may include serratus anterior, rhomboids, and trapezius. Then, in multidirectional instability, what is the pathology? Pathology is ligamentous laxity. Atraumatic, it is atraumatic. There is no history of trauma. Clinical features are pain, instability, weakness, paresthesia, shoulder instability during sleep. The main clinical feature will be shoulder instability during sleep. Patient will give history of shoulder instability while sleep, and patient will have instability, pain, weakness. On examination, you can see apprehension test positive, anterior and posterior load and shift test positive, Neer and Hawkins test positive, Baton score. You can calculate Baton score. Sulcus sign. You can see sulcus sign. Increase external rotation with adduction or 90-degree abduction. You can also check these. Next, in the Baton score, how will you check Baton score? In the Baton score, you will see you will calculate the score. If it is more than 4 by 9, then it means there is ligamentous laxity. Now, how will you calculate Baton score? Firstly, you will see whether the patient is able to touch the palms to the floor, palms to floor. Then you will give 1 mark. Then you will see genu recurvatum, 2 points, elbow hyperextension, 2 points, MCP hyperextension, 2 points, thumb abduction to ipsilateral forearm, 2 points. Thumb abduction, you will check thumb abduction. Means you have to check the hyperextension at elbow and knee. Then you will check the hyperextension at metacarpophalangeal joints. Then you will see the thumb abduction to the ipsilateral forearm. Okay, that's how you will calculate the Baton score. Then on the imaging, you will see X-rays, that is AP, lateral axillary view, arthrogram. In the arthrogram, you will check the volume of capsule. Okay. Then in the MRI, you will see patulous inferior capsule, Bankart lesion. Bankart lesion is antero-inferior. Kim lesion is posterior-inferior. Then bony erosion of glenoid. Now, in that treatment, we have non-operative and operative. Firstly, for the 6 months, we will do non-operative treatment. In the non-operative treatment, we will do we will strengthen the dynamic stabilizers, that is periscapular muscles and rotator cuff muscles. And in the operative treatment, we have options of capsulorrhaphy, capsular plications, inferior capsular shift, and rotator interval closure. These 4 options. Capsulorrhaphy is contraindicated these days, is not done cause of disadvantage. That is the chondrolysis or thinning of capsule due to the thermal cautery we use. Chondrolysis and thinning. And also we have risk of AVN, etc. And axillary nerve injury can also occur due to due to the cautery. And we have option of capsular plication, inferior capsular shift, and rotator interval closure. We know in multidirectional instability, we have increased external rotation in adduction. When we close the rotator interval, then external rotation will automatically decrease. So now post-op prehab, after these procedure, what is the post-op rehabilitation? For 1.5 month, for 1.5 month, you have to keep the arm in sling, that is shoulder immobilizer. Then for 1 month, you have to keep the arm keep the movement only with 45-degree abduction, not more than that. Only 45-degree abduction and external rotation. And then in the next 1 month, we will slowly increase the motion. Okay. Then after these 3.5 months, one and 1.5, after these 3.5 months, we will slowly do the strengthening exercises. And then after 10 months, we can start the contact sport. Okay. Then now I have already told you complications. Complications are axillary nerve injury, arthritis, and recurrence and loss of motion, subscapularis deficiency. Okay. So this was all about the multidirectional instability.